and welcome. Yes, it's another Brit and Yankee. I'm adjusting my headphones here. Sorry about that. Brit and Yankee instant brew review. And this time round, we're doing it via Zoom because I'm very happy to say that on the other side of, well, no, they're actually not on the other side of the Rockies. Nearly on the other side of the Rockies in Denver, Colorado, actually Arvada, Colorado, is the fam, my fantastic daughter and her son-in-law, John and Catherine Olson. Oh, I guess that should be Catherine and John Olson. There we go. How you doing, guys?
We're doing well.
Great. Thank you.
Good. Well, now, the reason that we're doing this instant brew review is because I always like to try beers that people bring me back from when they go on trips to other states. And you went on a trip to where?
We went to Salt Lake City, Utah.
Salt Lake City, Utah. And there, of course, it's the home of the low alcohol beer, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, they have these wacky laws where you can't serve, what is it, higher than 7% or something?
In grocery stores, you can't carry more than 5%. What was interesting is in restaurants and breweries, they can't serve higher than 5% on tap. But if you order something that comes in a can, they can serve that to you at your table. And then they have wacky laws as far as how many ounces or whatever you can have at one time. So you have to finish your beer completely before you order another beer.
Wow.
And
well, I tell you what,
trying to get a flight of beer or whatever, that was challenging as well.
Oh, really? Yeah, I guess it would be. Yeah, because you can't have. Wow. Well, what I blame is the Osmonds. So anyway, now you've brought out some beers and you sent these beers to me. We have two breweries that we're going to actually taste a couple of beers from each because this is an instant brew review, so we'll be as quick as we can. This beer that you have brought back, and the first brewery that we're going to look at is called Bohemian Brewery, right? And this is in a location, I think, called It's not actually Salt Lake City, but it's something like Midvale. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah, it's just a suburb of Salt Lake.
Okay, a suburb of Salt Lake. Bohemian Brewery, it's been around for quite a while, and they do fantastic German and Czech lager beers. But what are we starting with? Well, we're starting with a German pale ale. There we go. Now, you've got this one there, right?
I do. Yeah.
We decided that we would use Pilsner-style glasses. We've all got the Pilsner-style glasses. There they are. What's on the side of yours?
Oh, it's a ESPN zone, Las Vegas.
Okay, good. Oh, by the way, congratulations. Your Denver Broncos got sold to somebody, right?
Oh, yes. Yeah, Sam Walt.
The Walmart guy. What they have also done is brought on a lot of minority owners. So that's kind of cool too. Condoleezza Rice, part of the ownership group.
Oh, excellent. Great. Well, we'll look forward to seeing if they do any better. So we're going to open their beers. Shall we do it in unison? 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Fantastic. Now, a German pale ale. I've no idea what to expect. I guess I should pour this a little closer so you can see it in the camera. There we go. It's pouring out very, very much like a Pilsner, in my opinion, although maybe slightly cloudy. You had an opportunity to talk with one of the owners there, right? And I don't think you could. It wasn't Joe Petrus who was the original owner.
No.
Okay. But when you talked to him, did you talk to him about these beer styles?
You know, we didn't talk necessarily about a specific style. We talked about the challenges of having a brewery in that state and with all the laws and stuff. And it turns out that it used to be a lot lower percentage. It was like 3.2. But when they held the Olympics last time in Utah, that was part of the negotiation processes that they had to raise the ABV in the state, or else they weren't going to get the Olympics.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was talking about just how challenging it was to brew different styles and keep it underneath that ABV without it all just tasting like water and things like that. But he was I'll say this, as far as restaurants go and breweries, he was incredibly hospitable, gave us a lot of attention, and yeah, it was great.
Of Cool. Did you mention the Brit and Yankee?
We might have.
We certainly
All right.
mentioned you.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's taste this beer, or at least let's get the aroma. What I'm getting from it, slightly, I don't know, slightly herbal, slightly grassy, something like that. Let's drink it. Delicious. That is a very, now, we had, I don't know if you guys, I think you guys were involved in it. You had the Advent calendar from Costco, which contained a whole bunch of German beers. And one of those was a German pale ale. I seem to recollect, and I can't remember the brewer, it was pretty crap. This, on the other hand, is got slight malt, a very kind of a, herbal, grassy type of taste to it. And I'm imagining that's probably the hops that are in it. What do you guys think?
I thought that it had a lot of good. I had this at the brewery, and it's what made me pick out a 6-pack of it. I thought it was very flavorful, and in a state where we tried another brewery and things didn't have a lot of flavor. They just didn't. I was kind of really disappointed in some of the breweries that I looked at, and all around just not very flavorful. A lot of it tasted like water. But this, I thought it had really good color and really good mouthfeel.
Our future brother-in-law lived in Utah for a little bit, and they told us that he calls the beer in Utah bread water.
Calls it what?
Bread water.
Bread water. Wow.
Well, the thing I will say about this, I don't know if we covered it already or not, but he specifically stated that they import all of their ingredients from Germany. The only thing that is not German is the Utah water.
And I suspect that comes from the mountains and the snow, I would imagine.
Oh, sure. I was a huge fan of the labeling.
Yep.
The logos. I thought they were really stylish and just kind of authentic, and yeah.
Yeah, it seems like it's a very true to style brewing location. I know, so I'm looking up a few pieces of information about. Oh, well, apparently it's very gassy. Sorry about that. A piece of information about this, and it is Brian Erickson, who is head brewer. And he grew up in Wyoming, and I guess that's close to Utah, so he liked to homebrew, and now he's a professional brewer. This place apparently has made beers. So the owner, Joe Petrus, is the original owner, I guess, from Czechoslovakia, and they have been open since 2001. And at the end of that, they say "Na which is Czechoslovakian for cheers.
Also, I'll give a shout out. Like, if you're in the area, certainly go there. The food was amazing.
Delicious.
They had it was hard to sell us on this, but they started us off with a pretzel with beer cheese sauce, and that was amazing. We could have probably spent all day there.
And when he said hard to sell us, they had us at beer cheese.
Yeah, I said beer cheese. But we took. It's a family-friendly restaurant. The boys were with us, and they really had a good time. They loved the food.
So I tell you what, let's finish off this one. I'm going to zip things through the video, and we'll come back and we'll try the second beer, which I'm really intrigued to try. This is called Schöne Bock. It's actually a Schwarz beer. Take a break. And we're back. Look at that. The amazing magic of video. It's the second beer that you brought back, or that you sent to me. And this is, I don't think we can get these in Illinois, which is where I am. You're in Colorado. Can you get them in Colorado?
No.
You don't?
No.
Do they distribute at all? Do you know?
Oh.
I think they have started distributing, but I think for the most part, it's just to places in Utah.
Okay. Well, this one I'm looking forward to. It's called Cherney Bock, and it is a Schwarzbier, which is a dark lager, if you will. So, who wants to open this with me? You got different glasses? Oh, hang on, she taps the top. Why do you tap the top?
Have it so that it doesn't explode. I don't know.
Ah, right. Okay. Well, I've had mine in the fridge, so it should be fine. After 3, 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Fantastic. So this one I'm looking forward to because I do like a Schwarzbier. And I don't know whether this is a cross between a Bock and a Schwarzbier, or is it Schwarzbier? I'm not quite certain. Any idea on the pronunciation, guys?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, there we go. All right, we'll put that one right there. Now, the notes I have on this one, which it says, don't be fooled by the name, meaning black in Czech. Cherney. Oh, so Cherney is black in Czech. Okay. Refers to the color of the German-style Schwarzbier brewed true to the regional style of northern Bavaria. We've got dark roasted and aromatic malts combined with minimal hopping, creating a wonderful beer with subtle hints of coffee and chocolate. Well, we'll be the judges of that, won't we? So now, Dave, you have this one while you were there. Oh, you've got snifters. Yeah. Look at that. Yeah. Lovely, I say. Looks very nice. I've got a nice straight lager glass. Oh my, yes, quite nice. Mild roastiness coming from the top. That's definitely a chocolate. When I look at it in color, it's not as black as I've seen many Schwarzbiers. Nice, real dark color though. Very good. Let's drink it.
So good.
I do like that. So it's very light in body, very lagerish, and it is mild in its roastiness, and I'm definitely getting a slight coffee flavor there. How about you guys?
Yeah. I love the beers that have the coffee flavors in them. So this was one of my favorites.
I'm less of a coffee flavor guy, but here's what I will say about it is that it's not heavy, but it has a great mouthfeel. Versus a lot of the darker beers that I tried out there. A lot of them just tasted, they're very watery. Didn't have a lot of mouthfeel to them, not a lot of flavor. This one definitely stood out.
Yeah, this one is coming in at 4.5%. Oh, by the way, the GPA that we had earlier, German Pale Ale, was 5%. So really, along that line of great drinkable beers, which is, I think, the best thing about some of the German beers. They're really drinkable. This one is quite delicious. I think this would, there's many a pint of this is going to down. It reminds me of an English mild, although it's not really an English mild because the mild's an ale and this is a lager. So, yes, a very, very good beer. So it sounds like this place is quite amazing. Now, I understand that they also have a collection of vintage scooters there.
Yeah, he collected scooters that were from overseas, and I think the most notable one was he has an original Harley Davidson scooter that Harley Davidson specifically made a scooter and sent it overseas to try to get the Harley Davidson brand overseas.
Okay.
And I'm probably going to butcher these numbers, but it was I think it's currently one of 13 left.
I was going to say 6.
6. It's like one of like a handful left in existence. But upstairs in the brewery upstairs, he has just a collection that you can go around and look at and take pictures of. And it's just really kind of cool.
Wow.
European scooters.
Yeah. Did they have Vespers, which I think is the Italian one?
He had a handful. I would say there are 2 maybe. It was a really cool collection.
Oh, it sounds like it's a really interesting place to go. So if you're out in Utah, folks, the place to go is 94 East 7200. I don't know if that's a street, a road, or what, but that's where you need to go.
All the streets out there are numbers. Very confusing.
Okay, well, there you go. Well, I guess you can't find yourself in too much trouble if you use Google Maps, right?
And I would say also, like, if you're looking to get beer out there and you want something more than 5%, or we went to the what are they called, the state-sponsored liquor stores. That's the only place where you can buy beer that's above 5%.
For home consumption, I'm assuming.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, interesting. Different states, different laws. We all hope that they can produce beer that is really good. And I don't think you have to have high ABV beer, as this is witnessed to.
These are delicious.
Enjoy a beer. Yeah.
Yeah.
So good to them. Well, thank you for bringing these back. Now, we do have one more beer, which is one of the styles that I'm not particularly partial to. So we'll have to see. This is from a completely different brewery. And we'll be back in just a second and let you know what that is. And we're back again. What have you got now, guys? I think you've got the same as I have, right? A red ale?
Yes, we do.
This is from Rooster's Brewing Company, and they're out of Ogden, Utah. And I've heard of Ogden, Utah. I hadn't heard of Midvale, but I've heard of Ogden. This is called Rude Ram Red Ale. Try saying that 3 times fast. Now, I'm not a big red ale guy, and you didn't actually get to go to this brewery, right?
That's correct. Yeah, this is one of the beers I picked up at the state-sponsored liquor store, because you'll notice that it's 7%.
7%. Yes, I was going to say. So yeah, the beer that really attracts me is not a red ale, although I do like a red ale from Riverlands Brewing Company, Hoppy Grinchmas, which I think I sent you one. It's got a very big hop bite to it. Now, Kat, you don't like the hop bite, do you? No. Mm-hmm. So have you had this already?
I have. In fact, I brought back, when we came back, we brought back a 6-pack with us, finished that, and I tried looking all over Colorado, seeing if I could get it. Couldn't find it locally. And then my lovely wife had a coworker that was going to Utah and surprised me with 2 6-packs.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, that's how much I like this beer.
Oh, wow. So you well, okay, you ready? Can you open this one with me? There we go. 1, 2, 3. Cracking it. So let's see. Now, you are definitely one for red ales, amber ales, Marzens, things like that. I like a little bite in my red ale, so we're going to have to see whether this has a bite or not. Rooster's Brewing Company is in, as I say, Ogden. It's got a couple of owners there, Kim and Pete Buttshart, and I probably ruined that name, but there you go. And they have a brewer whose name is Steve Kirkland, and it's just they've got a couple of locations, so it's one of those places that if you were in Ogden, you probably know it and you go to it. So let's see whether or not the red ale at 7% is a big, and I'll show the can there. There we go. Whether this is a big seller, you think?
Well, see, and I'll say, look, great color, good copper color, nice.
Oh yeah,
foamy head.
Oh, hang on, there we go. Good. Yep, beautiful. It's really poured out very well.
That's a really good malty caramel smell to it.
Yeah. Lovely aroma.
Yeah. I'm not getting too much aroma, but yeah, a little bit there. Okay.
I poured too much.
I'll try it.
It's good.
That does have a slight hoppy bite. There's not much to it, but I will tell you that the mouthfeel is delicious. Very silky. And I don't know. Let me see if I put my glasses on. Let's see if I can see anything on the can here that tells me anything about it. Yes, rich malt forward red ale. Well, there we go. It just sums it up. Proudly brewed and canned in Ogden, Utah. So I don't know why I don't particularly like red ales because I like this one a lot. This is good. Yeah, there we go.
It's got a really good mouthfeel. And it's not too heavy.
Mm-hmm. And at 7%.
It
gives you a little buzz.
More hoppy than most of the other red ales out there. Okay.
It's got a little bit of hoppiness to it, but I wouldn't say it's got much. It definitely is malt forward.
Yeah.
And the thing about the ambers that I don't like, and I kind of ambers and reds are kind of in the area that I'm not quite good, is the finish. The finish has kind of a funky, not a great feel to it at the end. This has a nice finish, and the malt just stays kind of even. It doesn't tail off into anything bad. It's not particularly dry, but there is a touch of dryness to it. Very well made beer. As my friend Mark Naskey would say, technically a very well made beer. So, well, thank you very much for going out to Utah. Oh, and by the way, you were out there for my older grandson's baseball tournament, right? Did they win?
Not a lot.
Okay. Enough said. We won't say any more about that. For the Brit and Yankee Instant Brew Review, where we've had Rooster's Brewing Company Red Ale, we've had the Bohemian Brewery Cherny Bock, and the German Pale Ale, I would say it's quite a good showing for Utah. So thank you very much indeed for getting them, Cat and John. We'll see you next time. Go Broncos. Well, no, it's go Bears for us.
That's all
we'll
right,
see you next time. I'm sorry?
Yeah.
That's okay, because we have the Stanley Cup.
Oh, right. Okay. What's that? What's the Stanley Cup? Oh, that's ice hockey, isn't it? Yes. We had that several years running at the Blackhawks. How many times you got it?
Well, this will be our third.
3.
Oh, okay, good. We're all right then. We're all good. We'll catch you next time on the Brit and Yankee Craft Beer Podcast. Keep looking for us, folks. We've got some exciting episodes coming up. And so subscribe to us on our YouTube channel and also to our audio podcast on all the good podcast aggregators, apps, if you will. Spotify, Amazon. We're everywhere. We're everywhere. So cheers to you guys. I can't do a oh, hang on. I've got another glass here. Here's my I've still got my Schwarzbier glass. I can do a clang. Okay. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Cheers. Prost.